with my brother from Ghana, the king himself, one of the top photographers in Ghana. We're talking photography today, the wins, the fails, and everything in between. Let's get into the stories. I'm just curious about the story behind your business name.
Think way before I started photography, I was, should I say, interning for one of the top photographers back then. This should be, I think, maybe 10 plus years. And so I used to, he's called Nija Bing. He taught me like the thing I know about photography. So back then I was a graphic designer. Then when I finished, I was interning with him. I was done with my national service and I started working under him. So I think one time I expressed interest to a lady friend of mine, and her cousin was like, "Oh, I know a friend of mine who is doing photography. He used to do photography like in the States and he usually comes to Ghana. So like if you don't mind, I'd like to." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I don't mind. I've done graphic design, I've done a little bit of photography, but I haven't really understudied with anybody. So I'd like to experience that as well." So while I was doing my national service, I used to go join him for shoots and everything. So when I was done with my national service, I joined him full time at his office. And so he was sharing the office with his cousin. He was into music production. So artists used to come over, Esia, Chase, a few other artists, Moogies. So it was a big apartment. So we were in the one part doing photography and we were also in the one part recording and everything. So we used to run in photography. So the one time they were all out, I was the only one in the office. And I think a lady came by to see his cousin. I think wanted to make an inquiry about singing, like she wanted to do music or something of the sort. I don't think, yeah, something of the sort. And she came by, she didn't meet him and asked, so she came to meet me, I was the only one there. And then I asked her to leave a message. And then she left a message and she asked for my name. And I told her Priscilla something. So just in case when she calls back and says, "Oh, I came over, I came to meet this guy." So I think some few days later, we're in the office and like full house, everybody was there. And then my boss's cousin came, he's like, "What did they call Kukwanasi for you?" He said, "Somebody just called and says, I came to meet somebody called Kukwanasi." Like, there's nobody called Kukwanasi here. It's like, so if you're confused, are you sure you came to our office? Because there's nobody called Kukwanasi here. And then she was like, so she described the person she came to me. And I'm like, we see that the description it fits you. But you didn't call it Kukwanasi. So why? I'm like, I told them called Kwesi Asante. The name was Nigerian. I'm like, oh, so probably when she heard Kwesi Asante, her mind processed the as Kukwanasi. So it started like from there, started teasing me with that and everything. So along the line, when I wanted to start doing photography by myself, when I started when I started getting clients to, and I was thinking about a name to use, I was like, wait, this name has been called for some time. So I wanted to add a twist to it because Requirements back then, it was the story behind Requirements. So like, let me just add a twist to it. So I went back to the lady again. She's like, how about you add kin to the name? That would make it more, even though it's African, but it has a little different feel to it. Like, okay, it's not bad. It makes sense. So I said, back then I didn't know much. So okay, let me just go with it. So it got to a point where the brand grew and I wanted to change because I feel like Nancy and everybody, Nancy, everybody had their own idea because of the stories we had with Nancy. He's smart, he's this and that. I was like, okay, I want to change the whole narrative about Nancy. I'm going to run a reputable company. I'm going to make sure I deliver well. I'm going to be honest with my clients so that they change the whole narrative about the whole idea of Kikwanansi. So the King Mix is like a rebrand. So I kept the name, and as it grew to a certain stage, I wanted to change it. And people are like, "Oh, no, we love the name. It's unique. It's this, it stands out. So don't change it." So I kept it, and that's how the name came about. Yeah, so if anybody wants to know, that's how come the brand came about, and it's a very funny and interesting story. But yeah, that's how the name came about. I know it's long, but
because
yeah,
that name is very unique and I like it. It's very Ghanaian, very African. How do most of your clients refer to you? Do they just call you by your real, or they call you by your business name?
Most people call me by my business name, and of late they call me Kweku. Because naturally they feel like because it's King Kweku and I'm a Kweku, but interestingly, it's my big brother who's called Kweku. I'm a Kwesi. I'm a Sunday born. I'm Chrissy Asante Japan. So, and I don't correct them because we still like my big brother's name. So I was like, okay, fine. So mostly they'll call me or King or Kwiku, but most of the time it's Kwiku Nancy. Yeah.
You said you learned under somebody. What
Yeah.
kind of photography was he in? Was he just doing
Yeah.
portraits?
Yeah. Yeah. So at that time, Ninja so his brand name was Lightville Photography. He was one of the top photographers back then in his time, like top three or top five. He was doing amazing shooting. I think mostly he was doing portraits and weddings. That was mostly what he was doing. And most of his clientele were clients or Ghanaians from the diaspora who are coming down, and they have ties from in Ghana or family members in Ghana who they're coming, they want to be a photographer. So most of our clientele were basically that. So I think it helped me build my, should I say, confidence in terms of meeting clientele, because I didn't start out from just shooting just local like Ghanaians who haven't traveled. Most of our clientele were clients who had lived like all over the world, in UK, America, other parts of the country, who are coming to Ghana. Basically, some of them are Ghanaians, some too were foreigners, like whites, basically. So it gave me a lot of exposure. Yeah. And around that time, I think because I was learning, one thing that I feel like helped me in terms of the kind of photographer I became, lots of my clients, they say this, that they like the way I pose and the way I pay attention to detail. And I think he played a major role in that, because when we're shooting, I wasn't when I go to shoot with him, I wasn't shooting. He was doing most of the shooting and I was handling lights. And so I I was like, okay, how do I get to do more than just hold lights? So when he's shooting, I'm paying attention to the details. For the outfits doesn't look good, I'll tell him, oh, let's fix this. So he at some point he left that job to me, because he realized that I was doing it and doing it well. So he's like, when we're shooting, he doesn't pay attention to those little details. So I'll be like, oh, the hair is frayed. Can we fix the hair? The collar is not done right for me. So I kept paying attention to that, and it builds. So when I started doing my own photography, when I started shooting for myself, this was one of some of the few things that clients were, because anytime I go shoot and I'm shooting somebody, I remember one time I was shooting like an award show, and a client that I had asked me to come and shoot because he was part of the award show. So I'm part of the red carpet. So just come to the red carpet and shoot, and then I'll just leave. So it was, the red carpet, so I had to have a lot of photographers there shooting a lot of people. So I met a bunch of photographers. I got there, and before I shot, I asked her to, like, I picked the spot, headdress, I pulled her dress down, fixed it, adjusted it, the trail. I said to do this. Before I took the picture, and everyone stopped and they looked at me like, the other photographer just came and just asked me to stand and shoot. But this guy is just posing, taking his time and doing those little details and tweaks and everything. So they're like, oh, Charlie, you did well. I enjoyed the way you were. So then I kept realizing that that's one thing that's one of my strong suits. So I kept building on that, and I think it helped me become the kind of photographer that I am now. I pay attention to a lot of details, because I feel like when you're shooting women, that's something that you need to, that's a skill set that you need to have. Because the women, their hair, their outfits, sometimes their dress, it's shifted a little bit, their makeup. There's a lot of things that's little details that might go wrong in these outfits, that when you pay attention to, makes the overall image look better. So I think that's something that's helped me a lot working with him back then. Yeah.
That's interesting, because you ended
Yeah.
up in a place where a lot of photographers don't start from.
Yes.
Like the connection
Yes.
was
Yeah.
really connection, and the person you were associated with was
Yeah.
already into the game. He just exposed you to
Yeah.
his network of
Yeah.
people. But
Yeah.
what was one surprising thing you realized when you decided to go solo?
Well,
Because
surprising.
one of the
Yeah.
things when I wanted to get into photography, I realized that cameras were really expensive.
Yeah.
You need to dig deep into your pocket
Yeah.
to get it. So the first thing I got was
Yeah.
a flash.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I got the flash, I knew if I go to rent a camera or I borrowed from a friend,
Yeah.
I would have an accessory to mount it up on to get the
On.
pictures
Yeah.
I want. So
Yeah.
the first thing I got was the flash. So Because getting into it, you realize that you need a lot of things. It's not as simple as
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm asking. When you decided to go solo, what one thing surprised you? Was it the kind of equipment you had to get, and what was the first thing you got?
So I think for me, because I had worked with him for, I think I worked with him for, I think over 2 years or so, 2 or 3 years. And because he was one of the top photographers there, he had gear, 7200, he had the 5Ds, he had lots of gear, flashlights and everything. So I kind of knew that photography is it's an expensive field. And coming from my background, my parents are not rich, but I gained interest in this thing. I was a graphic designer. That was like my bread and butter. That's what I was doing before I started doing photography. So even when I stopped working with him, I still did a little graphic design here and there. Obviously, you need money because photography was not. So I knew that I needed money to help fund what I wanted to do. And the reason why I really wanted to do that was, and not, and shift from graphic design was, the time that I spent with him, I realized that I enjoyed, because I was meeting people. And again, because of his background, that people I was meeting, I was enjoying. And then every day you're in this beautiful house, you're in this beautiful space, you're traveling to a breed, you're going here, you're meeting different people. And then it was exposing you a lot. Because again, I came from a poor background. So I didn't have that much exposure like that. But okay, fortunately, growing up, I had a few friends who were rich, and then I gained a little exposure. But apart from that, where else are you going to meet all these people from? So I realized that, oh, this thing is fun. I enjoy and again, when you're shooting, the joy that people are feeling when you shoot them, you show their pictures. Like it was this feeling that I got. So I was like, okay, I want to do this, but then I need money. So what do I do? I started doing graphic design along the side, saving. So I remember one time. And then this is to just say thank you to my wife. Well, that's it. Back then when we were dating, again, she knew, because again we shared a lot. I was telling her about my journey, what I want to do. I think one time after graphic design, my contract had ended. It was December, and my boss gave me a letter, your payments and everything. And the letter also said that don't come back when we resume in January. So first thing I went to, like usually when I place for work, went to my girlfriend, and I told her that this is the situation. And the first thing she asked me, so what do you want to do? And I said, I want to do the photography full time. He's like, okay, what do you need? So I need a camera. So around that time, before I'd quit my job, there's this photographer, Kwame Nasum, photography, he's in Damsman. Shout out to him. He was also like played a major role in my transformation. He was selling his 5D Mark II, and I'd seen his posts that he wants to sell it. And I think he was selling it, I think, for 4,000 CDs back then. And I didn't have that money. My money was not up to 4,000. So I told him, I reached out to him and said, Kwame, please, I want to buy your camera, but Misika ends soon. So please, can you hold on to, don't sell it to anybody. Can you hold on? And he said, oh, like, why should I hold on? A lot of people want to buy it. Why should I hold on to you? Like, why are you so expensive? I'm like, I'm pleading with him. Like, I don't know if he can, but if he does, it will mean a lot to me. And like, God will really bless him. Like, he should. So he later on, when he saw it, he told me this story that he told his wife about, and there's this guy who has called him about his camera, and this guy keeps telling him that, oh, you should sell his camera. He really, really begs him that you should keep it for him, and it will mean a lot to him if he sells it to him. And his wife told him that, oh, I don't know. How does he feel about it? Does he feel like he has a connection? Like, if you, then his wife said, if he feels like this is the guy, he just keep. Like, he sees that he will buy it, just keep it for him. So he told all other people who wanted to buy the camera that, oh, he's not selling it again. So he called me and said, okay, I'm keeping the camera for you. When would you be ready with the money? And I said, you should give me some time. So I told my girlfriend, and he said, okay, she lends me the balance of the money. And I went to him, bought the camera, and I think I bought the camera, and then I think I had a 50mm also. So that's what the gear I used for, I think, 2+ years. I shot everything on the 50mm, everything. Well, shot everything. So I think that's because I knew definitely that you need money to start photography, like to get good. But in this car, so gradually, when I bought my first camera, and then I bought my first lens, I was just shooting, saving money, shooting. And that's my girlfriend to help me back then. When I shoot and I get money, I give it to her, she saved it for me. I wasn't splurging, I wasn't buying stuff. I was just concentrating, because I knew that photography is expensive. And if you want to grow and then improve, you need to get gear. So that's what started for me. Yeah.
Like you said, photography is look till today.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
only business where you buy a piece of accessory today,
Yeah.
and it's like they're waiting for you to buy that accessory, and the next day you go online, you see an upgrade of that
Of
same
the
accessory you bought,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and you're forced to like get that one too. It's like
yeah,
every day we're on the clock,
yeah,
and that's what a lot of people don't understand. And then
yeah,
also you made a very good point that I think people should look at. Most often when people come to study or shadow you,
yeah,
they want to become independent in
yeah,
a week or two.
yeah, too, yeah,
But he says you were there for 2 years.
yeah,
Now
two
that's
plus
a
years.
lot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
time to learn,
time. Yeah, yeah,
know the business, and
yeah,
the business, know
yeah,
where you want to go. And it was at that
yes,
point you were so sure and you were passionate. And even to this call that you made to this guy to keep the camera for you.
yeah, yeah,
And it's great to always have good support. We say thank you to your wife.
yeah,
It's
yeah, 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 yeah,
very
yeah,
amazing.
yeah, 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 yeah,
To the wife.
yeah. Because you need support
Um,
and people to believe in you. Because if I if you had sold the camera, I don't know where they probably I would have got it. Because the thing is, that he's selling a camera for 4,000 CDs. It's his camera. That's the amount of money, and people are ready to buy. So imagine if he had sold it,
Yeah.
where who,
Yep.
and then that price was very reasonable, and then I couldn't afford a brand new camera. So I don't know if, and then from him selling a camera, I became friends with him. I also understudied with him for a bit. I got to a time when he was going to shoot, I told him that, oh, anytime he needs assistance, you just call on me. Because I'm also wanted to show appreciation to him for what he had done to me, and also use the opportunity to also learn a bit from him because he had the style he was shooting. And then interestingly, I learned a lot from Kwame Nasum. I think one of the big things that I learned from him was shooting with natural lights, even in indoors. Because usually when I'm shooting like weddings in the church, I'm always shooting flash. So once I was shooting a wedding, and he told me that, "Chris, turn off your flash and just use." So he had made me understand that you're shooting with a full frame. There's natural light coming into the church. Learn how to mold lights to suit what you're shooting. It's not every time that you're supposed to shoot with flash. Flash is only help you add some extra light. But if there's natural light coming in, just know when light's coming in and then shoot and adjust your exposure accordingly. It was difficult, but I was like, oh wow, that was an eye opener to me. So that was the first time I actually saw like actually shoot a wedding without shooting the flash, and that's what I think opened my eyes to wanting to enjoy shooting natural lights. Because I think from that time till now, I love when a lot of people follow my work. You know that I love shooting natural lights, and we continue. Like I hardly shoot with strobes for weddings. But I think like shout outs to him, and like wanting to learn, and then I studied from him, and it helped me learn a lot of things. So I think was one thing that a lot of people too should consider when you meet somebody and who is doing amazing. Just go and learn and serve because there's a lot that the person would teach you, or you can learn from that person. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I very much totally agree with you. I really want to get into this thing natural and stroke.
Yeah.
Do you, when somebody books you for an event, do you usually request for pictures or videos of where the event is going to be held? And the reason why I'm asking this is most times I do that. Most
Yeah.
times I had this experience one time when I was shooting a wedding in a church. They told me it was a church auditorium, and I went there and realized that there's no natural light.
Yeah.
It was the natural light was something that it was these dim lights that were all around.
Yeah.
There was no window, and they
Yeah.
had these red and blue lights. I think that's one thing I have learned, and I don't know where I heard this, but it's good to take it and not need it than need it and not
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think.
When we
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I went with a lot of
Yeah.
guess what? The videographer that didn't come prepared.
Yeah,
even
they
have
use your
lights.
gear.
The
Yeah, they use your lights. Yeah,
light for them to be
yeah,
able to even see. It was that dark.
yeah,
So because of experience, I've decided if you call me, you want a wedding, I want to see the venue
yeah,
where they sent
yeah,
it to you.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I know
yeah,
where to go.
yeah.
Have you had a problem where you went to a venue and realized the lighting conditions were not that great?
Yeah, lots of the time. And I think I've been always been telling people when people ask about when I'm sharing some of experiences with people about how to be better photographers and everything. I say something when you call yourself a professional, the word that alone comes with certain things that you need to have before you can actually put that like you call yourself a professional. Before I go shoot, like that's one thing. Like again, attention to detail. When, for instance, today the shoot that I had was a guy. So I shot their wedding, and so his wife reached out to me and said that the husband has graduated from I think the masters or something. So he wanted to come to the studio and take some pictures of his suit and his robe. So I asked, okay, can I see the outfit? So she sends me a picture of the outfits. So in doing that, I know that okay, these are the colors of the outfits. Okay, then I know the theme. He's graduating, so he wants graduation perfect photos. Okay, so I'm going to use canvas backdrop. Which one am I going to use? What color am I going to use? Does it I have to use one that's maybe or that will be match with his outfits, or that would make his outfit stand out? So that is me going to the shoot preparation. So then I know that okay, I'm going to use strobe because when I'm shooting in the studio, I'm using an umbrella softbox, the very large one. I don't use the octabox again. I don't like that. I only use that when I'm shooting. I'm using what am I saying? Continuous lights, and I want to put that in the strobe. That's why I'm using that. But when I'm shooting with the 8600 or 8400 in the studio, I'm using the umbrella softbox and I'm feathering it. That's my go-to. And I'm putting so like what you see in the back. It's a V flat. I'm using that.
Yeah.
So I'm just one light, and that's the V flat will be on the other side, and then it bounces the lights back, and probably I have another continuous light to run. That is my go-to. But every time before I go to any shoot, I'll ask. And for weddings also, I'll ask if they have a planner. And the planner will probably reach out. I'll ask, where's the venue? Where are we doing it? Sometimes if it's a traditional, sometimes we get to go watch the house. But now because of we've gained so much experience, we don't go and look at the house again because we have again. You mentioned something. I say it's better to overpack than underpack. It's
Yeah.
better to have it and
Yeah.
don't need it. So it's better to if you have all the lights that we have, I'll take it so that in case if you're shooting, let's say in this room, and there's for instance in Ghana, the bride will be the dress up in a room, and the ceremony be happening maybe in the living room or something. If the living room is not probably lit, we have extra lights. We bounce it. Everybody shooting the photographer, videographer, content creator. Everybody can have access to good lighting. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it at all. So that's something that I always tell my people: it's better to overpack than underpack. Because sometimes we go to events and there's so much natural lights in the spaces that I don't use any of the lights, but it's there. And then sometimes if you have it, you probably have a creative idea of something you want to create. You have your lights there, just bring it in and then you shoot. Yeah. So always as a professional, you ask questions that what are we shooting? Where are we shooting? Can I see the venue? So that it helps you prepare. Because the client will tell you if you go there, you're not professional at all. Why didn't you bring lights? But you as a photographer, as a professional, you should have asked them, but people assume that, oh, because you're a photographer, you have all of these things. Sometimes because I think one time, like there's a party, and if it's at night, I'll ask you, is it indoor or outdoor? If it's outdoor, I ask you, what kind of decor are you doing? But sometimes they're doing decor that they're using drapery. Some of the drapery, you can't really shoot through. So then I have to have maybe an assistant to probably have lights on. Do you get my point? So these are questions that you have to ask. So when you get there, you're better prepared. It helps you. Yeah, as a photographer, because you are charging them some amount of money, and then you're supposed to deliver. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's one thing that it's great to have that kind of mindset. But a lot of the times clients think you should know what
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
want.
yeah, yeah.
Clients don't know that there's a lot of planning that goes on.
It's on.
We're
Yeah,
not just asking the questions we want to ask. No, but we need to prepare when we're coming. We need to know
Yeah.
where we're going to. We need to see. For me, for example, in California, if
Yeah.
somebody's having a wedding in Sacramento, I live about an hour, 15 minutes from Sacramento. I can, be driving up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. If
So
you don't, yeah.
if you just send me a video, send me a picture. I just need to know. I need to know the kind of
Yeah.
paints they have, walls, the color
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
paint.
Yeah.
I need
Paint.
to.
Yeah.
So there are a few things I need to see. If I see it,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
okay.
It
I know
helps you
what I'm
better
going to bring.
prepare to deliver. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even with photo shoots, you do. Sometimes you prepare a storyboard.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
you
Yeah. Yeah.
want.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
art.
Yeah. Yeah. Pinterest.
So
You're
just
creating mood boards. Yeah.
yeah. But I want to ask you something very interesting. How was your first shoot like? Were you nervous? Your very first shoot?
I don't think I remember. I don't. Honestly, I don't think I remember. Like these are some things that when I sometimes watch movies, I watch documentaries, and people ask like, "Wait, what was your first music?" I always think so when I got to get to a position or a situation or an experience when they ask me, because I always been, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's my brain. I don't know. I forget. I'm terrible with names. I forget names a lot, but I remember
Yeah.
faces. I don't think I remember my first. I don't. I think I remember my first wedding probably, but not my first shoot. First shoot, I don't think I don't. Nah, I don't think I remember my first photo shoot because when I started photography, I was doing portraits before I transitioned into weddings. I didn't get to start photography with wedding photography in mind. So
Yeah.
photo shoot, I don't remember.
My very first shoot, I was very
Yeah.
nervous. Trust me.
Mm.
Because back when I started, I was more just passion and curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I didn't study anyone. I just learned most of the things on YouTube.
YouTube. Oh,
I
okay.
picked the camera. I just went out there. So my first shoot was very nervous for me because I felt I wasn't prepared,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I still had to take it anyway. Think
Yeah.
about me. There's one thing I always say to myself before I go into anything that I'm not so sure. I would say, "What's the worst that can happen?"
I've been there.
But back then, there was this perception about photography. A lot of people thought photography was for people that were not academically there.
Yeah.
They didn't respect photography. They didn't respect the craft or the career. Do you think that has changed now?
Tremendously. That has changed like 100%. 100%. Because at first, just like you said, when you say you're doing photography, people are liking you to your uncles, those grown men who had big bellies, weren't dressed properly, who wear shirts and khaki and then have the vests and have those
Yeah.
the Nikon cameras and they have rubber bands around. That was the idea of
Yeah.
anybody when you say a photographer, that's the idea that they had. But now photography has changed in the sense that when you see a photographer, you can't even tell this person is a photographer unless he pulls off his camera. And then photographers are
Yeah.
when a photographer tells you how much their camera is worth, and most photographers are driving cars now. Back then, I don't even know many photographers didn't own cars. Now most photographers own
No,
cars.
they
It's a very lucrative because Ghanaians have understood the value of photography. So somebody's doing their parties, 50 years. The person has lived life, obviously, and has been blessed. So they're having a party. At first, it was just a small thing, but now they're having a cocktail stand, they're having an MC, they're having somebody do like a decor, they do having photo shoots to showcase at their 50th birthday. So because they will have to do some flyers, some stuff, they take pictures for that. The photographer too now come and shoot the event itself. There's videography. So one party would see an accumulation of a lot of vendors. Now, I felt back then it wasn't like that, but so now the people have seen the value of stuff like that, and they respect photographers.
Yeah.
So when you see a photographer, you're not thinking photo, big men. But now the young people are now getting into photography, and it's become very, very
Actually,
stylish, very, very beautiful, a beautiful thing, So lots of things have changed. Photographers are traveling overseas to go shoot, who are booking photographers from, like even in Ghana, you're in Accra, I'm in Accra, but I've shot when it's in Takrade, the North, Cape Coast, Takrade, Kumasi, Volta region. Like even in Accra, even in Ghana, I've shot weddings in almost all the regions, So just because of photography. Back then it was a strange thing to hear. And back then fathers were not respecting if you tell your father your father that, oh, I'm dating or want to my photographer. Yeah, what yeah, because they felt like they're not.
yeah,
But now
not cheap.
photographers own property, they are doing amazing, they are really well exposed than even some people who are doing like blue collar jobs and white collar jobs and stuff like that. Yeah. So I think it's
Yeah,
really, really changed. Yeah. And it's good because it helps us. Because now we're able to really
yeah,
charge we're able to charge a lot because they understand our craft. Yeah, so it's a good thing.
yeah,
And God bless the transformation that we are seeing now. Yeah. But now we're able to feed our families
yeah,
just by doing photography. Like people ask me, do you do this full time? I'm like, yeah, I'm running a company. That's what I do full time. And after that,
yeah.
I'm paying and I'm taking care of my family from this thing I'm doing. Yeah, so I feel blessed to be a photographer. Yeah, and I'm thankful for the opportunity. Yeah,
That
yeah,
that is a great thing to.
yeah,
What do you think?
yeah,
What do you think really accounted for this change? Do you think it's social media or the influx of outside influence in terms of photographers
yeah.
um outside?
I
Like you
honestly, I
said,
think social media 100%. I honestly, because people want to show, let's say, what I'm looking for. People want to show their success. People want to show their milestones. People want
yeah,
to show their life. People want to let other people see where the Lord has blessed them to. So because of social media, how would I tell my friend who is in, let's say for California, who were childhood friends, who has left his building his life, and I'm also building my life and I'm successful? How do I let him know that I'm successful? Through social media.
yeah,
So I have to take pictures or create contents that would let him see my lifestyle. So then you book a photographer, you book a videographer, you book a blogger, you book people like that to tell that would show the world. So I think social media has changed a lot of things for us. Because how would you know somebody if they don't post, or see somebody's journey if they don't post? And then how would you post if you don't have pictures? Or so
yeah.
because of that,
Sure.
also people are celebrating everybody who's celebrating their birthday wants to have a photo shoot. So
Hmm.
from January to December, if that's all you are doing, you have work. But people want to post. People want to
Yeah,
taking pictures and keeping in their room. Most people want to post. So every year, so for instance, if I celebrate my birthday, I have a photo shoot. If my wife is celebrating her birthday, she have a photo shoot. If my son is celebrating his birthday, he have a photo shoot. If imagine you have 10 kids, you are doing photo shoot for all of other 10. So one photographer. If you have one family, imagine that you get, yeah. So it's I think that's one major contribution that's helped propel photography to where it is now. Yeah.
that's great.
Undoubtedly, yeah.
Have you ever had a shoot that went wrong?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Some couple of years
Okay.
ago, yeah, I think and it was a wedding, and it hurts me because I built a nice relationship with the couple, especially the groom, and that's one thing that I pride myself in. I built a really good relationship with my couples because I feel like this is my calling as a wedding photographer. You are getting into their lives, their families, eventually going into their homes. You are seeing them vulnerable. So I try to build a good relationship with them so that even after the wedding, because again, I see it as that's the first opportunity to get into their lives. You shoot their wedding, probably they'll have a baby. You shoot the baby, they do their naming ceremony, their baby will turn one, their milestone. There are a lot of things. So the wedding is a moment where I'll get to create a great long lasting relationship with these people. So
Like,
the groom came down. They were based in the UK actually. They came down, we shot their wedding, and I lost their files. Their pictures were like I
What?
copied the pictures in Lightroom. It was on my hard drive. So I think it was 2 weeks later. I was like, okay, I decided to send their pictures. I opened Lightroom. I couldn't find their folder. I'm like, that's strange. So I know I've copied it. I searched and searched and searched. I couldn't find the folder. But what's crazy is I edited a few of the pictures in Lightroom. So when I open Lightroom, you could see that, usually in Lightroom, when I, like, let's say today is when April. So April, I have portraits, weddings, events.
Yeah.
So with all the weddings in April and their weddings, then the name of the couple, then if it's traditional wedding, that's how I split everything. So I went to Lightroom 2026, but let's say April, the bride's name, the couple's name is there, but there are no pictures.
What?
But Lightroom could,
No,
Lightroom,
hold
you know
on.
how Lightroom too, when you import to Lightroom and then your hard drive is not connected, when you open, you see that the pictures are there, but you can't access, like it's blanked out. Like you see the pictures, the
Yeah.
name is there, but you can't do work
Yeah.
on them because the hard drive is not connected until you connect the hard drive and then you can start working on them.
Wow.
And I don't know. So I started asking a lot of people around that, what should I do if I've lost a client? And most of the photographers that I said I should lie, tell the client that, oh, if your laptop got stolen, your hard drive got bent, like this. I'm like, I'm a Christian. And I feel like, again, because I've built a relationship with them, I want to tell them the truth. Because at some point in my youth, I had a lady friend, was my friend's mother, who wanted to help me when I was doing graphic designing. And I lied to her about something. She gave me a certain gear that I lied to her about because somebody took it from me. I lied to her about it. And then when they retrieved it, she cut me off. She said she doesn't want to see me again. So my dad even
Whoa.
heard about the story, and then my dad told me that, like, of course, obviously, because I was grown out, I think I was my early 20s or late teens or so, before like 19 or so. And I said, see, I've been telling you that stop, don't lie. It's as a Christian, it's not good to lie. So you see what has happened. So from there, I told myself that I'll never lie again under any circumstance. I'll tell the truth, no matter what happens. So I called the client and I told him that this is the situation. I've lost your files. I don't know how come, but I've been able to have some of the files, but not all. And I'm trying to retrieve it. So can you give me some time? Because I had given them some of the files, but not all. So I was like, give me some time to retrieve it. So I started asking around anybody who could retrieve. So I went to Tema. Somebody showed me some guy in Tema. I was going to Tema for for 4 days continuous, every day. I'll go in the morning, sit with the guy, watch him work, try and retrieve. And then to the extent the guy said, okay, the hard drive is, he's trying it, but he's not able to work. So what he needs to do is he needs to find another hard drive that's similar and then take some parts. And then, so I had another hard drive. He dismantled my new hard drive. It was hectic. And unfortunately, so I lost 2 hard drives. He couldn't fix it. He couldn't retrieve the files. So I lost 2 hard drives. So I called the guy and said, like, I've tried and tried and tried, and there's a situation. I even lost 2 hard drives trying to fix. So the guy said it hurts him, but he understands the situation. So I don't know if I gave him some balance or so. So I asked him, like, what can I do? He said, oh, it's fine. Like, the money is paid. It's fine. Like, they understand the situation. It can happen to anyone, but it hurts him a lot because his wife was very disappointed, and their family was a very, very nice family. Like, they both, their siblings, all of them were in UK. So I felt like, oh, like this was a good opportunity to get into the family. So, because after the situation, I saw that the bride's sisters shots with a different photographer. It hurts me a lot, but that's the thing. So from there, I had to learn that to be a professional, to build a brand, there are certain measures you have to put in place so that it doesn't happen again. And since then, I've never lost anybody's files ever again, because it was something I didn't want to ever happen to me. Yeah. So I think that's one thing for me that stands out in my journey as a photographer. That it was
Sure, a lot of
terrible.
photographers have been through this.
Oh yeah,
Because I have
yeah.
been through it too. I have been through it too. I went, shot, had a photo shoot with a family, came home, put the memory card in the slot, and it said
Yeah.
Command
From
hard
Android.
drive. I panicked. That was the first day I had to go online trying to look for software that
can retrieve. Yeah.
retrieve anything. And it's one of the reasons why I love the 5D Mark IV.
Yeah.
If
The 2 card slots.
if I put in, I can transfer.
Yeah.
At that point, it didn't even occur to me.
Yes, yeah.
So I went online, and then I found this software, Wondershare, and it had the capability even. So I was able to retrieve those files and what.
Yeah.
But yours is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's a wedding, and
Like,
they don't get like that's the
you
thing. You can't get the pictures back. It's a wedding. Like you can't recreate. Photo shoot is different. Like
you
with a wedding.
yeah.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. Yeah,
I don't want to be in your shoes.
yeah. So
I know I've
I've yeah.
been before, but I want to be in your shoes on this
It was free, but
mine.
I'm thankful to him because I know other people's situations. Some photographers, their clients would try to sue, try to take, I would say, pay me all my money. Like, and there's a lot, like, it's a stressful. And sometimes they go on social media and then blast you and then say stuff like. But he's like God bless him wherever he is. He had mercy on me, and he like it was so. Like he gave me grace. Let me just say that he gave me grace, and then he understood like the situation he had. Yeah, but it would have been something else. It would have been something
You
else.
said you give them some, like, did you
Yeah.
did you give them some of the pictures? You lost everything.
So I think I was able to. Some of the pictures I got were like JPEGs. So and then sometimes when you get some of the pictures, some of them were low quality and stuff like that. Yeah, and it was like that. At least it was better than nothing because at least if you lose some of these files and you're able to give them, let's say, 5% of the entire day, at least that is at least some compensation as compared to not giving them anything at all, not having anything at all. Yeah. Yeah. But I think that is even where I started doing this thing, initiating this thing in my company. Anytime I shoot a couple, like for a wedding, a day or two, like maximum 2 days, I'll give you like a gallery, like 10 to 20 pictures, sometimes more, depending on time and mood. So that's, I should wait for your gallery to be full, gallery to be ready. Because I feel like you've paid a lot for photography, and instead of sharing phone pictures from your day, and sometimes too, some of the couples want to like share a thank you message. So I want them to use some of the pictures that they shot. So after the wedding, I share, I think for some kind of like they are exclusives, I'll share, let's say, 10 or 20 pictures from the entire day, like traditional wedding. I share with them to hold on to as we edit or work on their full gallery. So that's what I usually do every time I shoot a wedding. Yeah. So I think that's that situation, but that's that thing for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I honestly have a slight idea about how you felt in the moment.
Oh yeah,
Because I
no. That's no. Like you can't, like, when you sleep, like you don't fully sleep because you're thinking that like it was that moment, and then it's like going to Tema every day. I was going to, and then I'll go in the morning. I go and stay with the guy morning to evening, and I come back home to the answer man. I'll go back again the following day, come back. Oh, Charlie, it was something else. Go and sit there just watching him. And then you know how sometimes like how people are, you tell you to come, you go there, he's doing other people's things, and then you have to, because if you just sit there, you have to sit there and then make sure he's working on your stuff. Sorry.
Yeah.
You have to sit there and make sure he's
Yeah.
working on your stuff. You know, like you tell you that, oh, I'm working on it. You have for me in the afternoon. And you call him in the afternoon, and then, you don't hear from him, and then the evening you hear from me. Like, nah, I'll go and sit there and watch him. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Whoa. I know that feeling because I remember 2 years ago, a lady booked me for a graduation. She was having a graduation ceremony. Listen, I don't even know how
Yeah.
I missed that. I thought the graduation was going to be on a Saturday. It was on a
Oh,
Friday. And the funny thing was, she texted me that Friday morning. And the reason why I honestly felt bad about this was when I told her my price, she didn't even give me the down payment. She
yeah.
paid in full.
It's full. Yeah.
She texted me that Friday morning and said, "Hey, I hope you haven't forgotten about me." And I said, "Oh no, I'm going to be there," thinking she was calling me to prep me for the next day.
Oh,
I was home 6. I was home about 6 p.m. And then I got a text and said, "Where are you?" I'm telling you, it's the worst feeling ever in the world.
yeah.
At some point, and it was raining that day. So I wanted to, just like you said, I wanted to go. I picked up my camera back because my camera is always packed. It's like a crash card for camera. Everything is in there. When I know everything is complete, I picked it up. I was walk out the door, and my wife stopped me because where the graduation was happening was like about an hour, 15 minutes. And I could have made it. It was starting at 7, but I probably would be like 30 minutes late.
It's yeah.
My wife said, no, I'm not gonna allow you to leave the house. One, because you're gonna drive in this rain.
Yeah.
You're gonna be in a
You're gonna
hurry.
drive. You're gonna be in a hurry. Yeah. Anything can happen. Yeah.
Call them, tell her the truth. Tell her I missed your timeline, and this is why, and I'll give you a refund. I gave her a full refund, but it didn't make me
It's
feel
already.
better. For
Yeah.
2
Yeah. Of
weeks,
course. Yeah. Yeah.
for 2 weeks, she had told all her
My
friends,
friends. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
when I called them, I could feel the disappointment in her
Appointment. Yeah.
voice.
Yeah. Yeah. That feeling. Yeah. Not showing up.
That
Yeah.
feeling, I don't want
Yeah.
any my worst enemy to have that. So
Yeah.
I
That
pleaded
feeling.
with her. I said,
I'll make it
"Well,
up to you.
I will,
Yeah.
I will make it up to you. I'll come home. I'll shoot, dress up in your
Yeah.
graduation gown."
Graduation. Yeah.
She didn't want to hear it,
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
knew at that point I'd lost.
You
And
lost a
this
client.
wasn't
Yeah. Yeah.
this was a client that was referred by someone else. So
Oh
first
wow.
of all, I've decided
Disappointed.
whoever
Yeah.
recommend.
When they. Yeah.
Now I've decided the person. So I felt bad on 2 fronts. So I honestly blacked that out of my mind, so I don't remember. And then a year later, I get a call. I pick up the phone and she says, "I know you don't remember me, but I'm the lady you disappointed." Called me back. He wanted me to come and take a picture of her family. I went, I did the shoot, and at the end of it, I told her, "Bring out your graduation gown, dress up anyhow. This last one is on the house. It's
Yeah.
not even part of what I'm going to charge."
Yeah.
And I did it. Now she's a client of mine. So it had a happy ending. So
Yeah.
now check for me again, just to make sure I didn't
Yeah.
miss anything.
So it
So
doesn't
I
happen
really
again. Yeah.
where you're coming.
Well,
Have you
so
ever
this-
had your camera or your still on you?
Not really. I honestly, I think I've really been blessed on that front. The only time that I think something like that happened was some years back. There's this team, Ghana Escapes. So it was a group of people who they create experience for Ghanaians in the UK. So you book with them, come to Ghana for like 10 days, and then they take you to activities and stuff like that, places. So around December to January, yeah. And I started shooting with them from the inception. So create content with them, with them with the everywhere they go. So one of the events we went to, I think Adan across Safari or so, and I was shooting. So the people who they have on board, they are doing activities. So you're just capturing the stuff they are doing so that they can use that as marketing for the next year. So just capturing, trying to create a rapport with them. So this lady by the beach, she said, "Oh, I called and said, oh, let me take some pictures of you." And then I think their water splashed or something. It went to like I think a little splash on my camera. And the camera just went off.
Oh.
And then at that point, my heart was just beating. So I just turned it off for some time. And she was like, "Oh, is it okay?" I was like, I couldn't say yes or no. And then she could tell me from my face that Charlie, is everything. So I waited some time. And then I think it was my 5D Mark II or so, or 3. I don't remember. And I turned it back on, and it came on. And then I just walked away from the water. Went to continue shooting some else. Well, like that, the way my heart sank, because that was my only camera. And the camera's expensive. I was like, so the thing is, because of again the passion that I have for around the time I was starting, I like photography. There's certain shots that I'll go again. I go above and beyond. I remember the same group at the Adobe Bridge. I actually made them because I wanted to do a group photo. So I told them that like so we're moving. And I told the guy that I have an idea. Let's stop, park the bus, and the bus move, and have everybody get down, stand in the middle of the Adobe Bridge. I'll go back the long lens and then shoot all of them and they'll do a crazy. They're like, Charlie, I'm like, don't worry, like I don't care about that. Don't worry. When I'm in the middle, that no car will come and hit me. Like those definitely eventually stop. Like, you're crazy, are you serious? Like, yeah, if you guys want to do it, let's do it. So that show was amazing, was epic. When I showed them the pictures, like they were ecstatic because, like, to think of we stopping buses in front of the road and having like actually to take a picture, it was crazy. Like I like to do stuff like that. So I was like, no, Charlie, this is what I think. Now, if you mess up my camera, like. No please. Yeah. But sometimes you want to create an epic shot, but you have to like be mindful of safety because at that time, again, if you have just one camera, there's same things. But again, if you have that in mind too, there's some shots that you might not even get to create. Like sometimes just put the being carefree and just create, Yeah. So I think that for me, that's something that stood out for me. Yeah. Like I think that's the only time. Apart from that, like yeah, I guess I've been blessed. Most of my gear, I still have some of my lenses from I think my 135 Canon 135 f2. I think it's my oldest lens. That was my first. I think my first lens. I think after I fixed it, works. It's like 8 years plus. I still have it and it's still working.
Wow. You
Yeah,
tell
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I still have my It's I think
Wow.
it's here. My Canon EF 135. I still have it. It still works. Yeah. I still have it.
Nice.
And everybody used from Ghanaian photographer, my share impressions. Got to use. I still have it. Yeah. So most of my gear, I still have my 5D R. I think my RP, I had it for something years. I sold it. Like my gear doesn't really like that's what I'm saying. I'm thankful to God. I feel like I'm blessed that my gear really doesn't feel on me doing it because it's crazy. They're very expensive. Yeah.
You have your Canon 5 too.
Oh no, I sold it. I sold it. Because I think from the 5D Mark II, I went to the 5D Mark II because because again, shooting weddings, you need a full frame camera. That's good with low light.
Yeah.
5D Mark II wasn't good with low light. It was good for outdoor and for studio, but for low light, it wasn't good. So I upgraded to the 5D Mark III, which I used for a couple of years. And the 5D Mark III, I went to the mirrorless. I went to the RP straight. Because I don't like looking through the viewfinder because I sweat a lot. So I don't like straining my eye to. Yeah, I'm like that's stressful.
Yeah.
So I always use a viewfinder. I don't remember the last time I used the viewfinder. I always use the screen to shoot. Because I feel like it's much more easier and it's stress free.
Great chatting with you. I need to do a part 2 of this because I have a lot of things that we need to talk about. A lot of things. But we're going to go to my fun section, which I call the rapid fire. So I'm going to give you 5 seconds. I ask you a question, 5 seconds. You need to tell me which one you want to go with. So
Okay.
My first one is natural light or flash. Which one do you prefer?
Natural light.
Canon, Sony, or Nikon?
Canon.
One lens for the rest of your life. Are you
50?
One lens.
50. 50. That one, I don't have to 50. 50. Well, that's on 50.
Every photographer will go for the 50, I'm pretty sure.
50.
Editing
50.
or shooting? Editing or shooting? Which one?
I love both, but I think I'll go for shooting. Yeah, I think I'll go for shooting. Yeah, because I can shoot and not edit because I'll try and get it right in camera.
Yeah. So thank you very much, King Kweku Anansi. You have been such an engaging.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. This actually was fun. It was actually fun.
Yeah, trust me, I enjoyed the stories. I really will want to do a part 2 with you because I see you have a lot of experience and a lot of stories to share. We can finish all of them on this session.
Yeah.
Because if we decide to go, probably do
it'll be a very long one. Yeah.
We'll definitely bring you back on and we will delve much deeper into some other aspects that I really want us to talk about.
Yeah.
And let people also learn from, because I see a lot of the young people now really understand photography and the business. So we'll definitely bring you back so you can share more of your experiences and ideas with us, and we will learn more on it. So thank you so much
thank you again for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me a platform to share and to talk. I feel blessed. Thank you very much, Madam.
This is the Global Lens podcast, and if you have been inspired by this, please subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and you can also check out King Kweku Anansi. See, I'm now call you King Kweku Anansi.
I beg.
It's Kwesi.
Yeah, I'm Kwesi. Yeah.
Please drop your social media handles so people can follow you.
Okay, so it's King Kweku Photography on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I think on X. I'm not really that active on X, and also on TikTok. Same handle on almost all there. other platforms here. So it's King and Kweku. When you immediately start typing King Kweku, so KWE Kweku, and I'd say you should see us. Thank you very much for being one of those who believe in me and want to hear things that I have to share. I hope anybody who is watching, you'd found value in some of the stories and experiences that we've shared, and hopefully there'll be subsequent episodes where we will talk about more photography related matters.
As I sign off, I always say stay creative, stay inspired, and never miss the moment. See you on the next one.
All right, peace.